Chairman of the 8 Nigerian Bar Association branches in Rivers State have issued a strong condemnation of a recent query issued to the chairman of the NBA Port Harcourt Branch, Cordelia Eke, by the administrator of Rivers State through the Ministry of Justice. The query, which was signed by Ebierem Deresima, the Director of Administration at the Ministry of Justice, and dated April 25, accused Eke of serious misconduct, alleging she co-authored a communique criticizing the administration for severe and brazen acts of lawlessness and impunity, and for actions deemed unconstitutional, including the dismantling of democratic institutions and attack on peaceful protesters. The administrator claimed her actions violated the public service rules and were unbecoming of a civil servant. In a joint press statement on Monday, the NBA branch chairman described the allegations as an attempt to intimidate Mrs. Eke and stifle dissenting voices among legal professionals in the state. They clarified that Eke did not issue the controversial communique in her capacity as a civil servant, but rather as the elected chairman of the Port Harcourt branch in line with her constitutional mandate within the NBA. The chairman argued that their collective statements, including the one referenced from April 9th, were issued following formal deliberations within the association and reflected the position of all NBA branches in the state. They also noted that their views align with those of the NBA at the national level, as articulated by the association's president, Mazi Afam Osigwe, SAN. The NBA chairman further criticized the query as part of a broader effort by the sole administrator to suppress free speech and dismantle democratic norms under the guise of maintaining peace. They asserted their duty to uphold the rule of law and vowed not to be silenced in the face of intimidation. They reaffirmed their commitment to resist any harassment or persecution targeting NBA leadership, lawyers, or the wider public in Rivers State. Emmy, what do you make of the story?
You see, first, I've always emphasized on this point that whatever we do, we must first of all sit down. Including those things we want to do, we must sit down, put them on the table, analyze their actions, and try to juxtapose them with the laws of the land. Because Nigeria, like I've always said, is a constitutional state. The states and its laws specifies actions that are prohibited, actions that are acceptable according to the ground norms. So I expected, professionals and groups of professionals to only sit and analyze their actions, even individuals. Will this action offend the law? Will this action, be in line with the law? So whatever you are doing, so people will see you as a law keeper, Without the law, all of us will live in a state of anarchy. Where the religious book says the love of money is the root of all evil. Sometimes I will just think, love of money, yes. And if you see some of these actions, you will want to agree with the portion of that religious book. And he said money answers all things. So the part NBA has taken so far, with all of the political brouhaha in Rivers State, I will want to see that the scripture has been so fulfilled that money answers all things. Money can make someone to act outside his own will. Money can make someone, to just throw away the reputation that he has built over the years. Because the power of money is so huge, particularly in this part of the world we live in. Power of 300 million naira can make someone to act in some funny ways. I think that is what the NBA is actually doing right now. Somehow you are also a gatekeeper. An inquiry is issued to somebody. You are not bothered from the point the query is coming from. We have public service rule as a Nigeria state. And that public service rule is binding on all civil servants across board, whether at the federal, state, and even the local government. And one of the prohibitions that says, as a serving civil servant, you are banned from criticizing the government. Cordelia is an employee of the state government. She works in the state civil service. So she's bound by that rule of the public civil service. So why will you criticize the government that you are serving in? Why will you criticize your employer? And when you know that there is a rule that restrain you from doing so, and you did it because you find out that yes, you fall short of the law. So the only thing you will do now is to try to resort to a professional body, NBA. So no, you spoke as chairman of NBA, not as a civil servant. It means even the NBA practices, NBA organization, whatever, has question mark. Because you ought not to be occupying a public office and be the chairman of such a private body. They are supposed to be choosing somebody from the private sector who can speak to issues where the need arises. But you made a civil servant as your chairman. So when the civil servant speaks, the employer will look at it from the point of the rules of engagement. And this is where the Rivers State government is now issuing that query. That, come, this is what the law says. And you have disdainfully disregarded the law. So give us reason why you do this and prove to us why we should not take certain actions against you. So I wonder where the NBA is coming from. Are you saying the employer is wrong? Are you not saying that the public civil service rule is not dead? And if you go to that public service rule, it's section 3030031. It talks about what is called gross misconduct. Any specific action that is considered as wrongdoing or inappropriate attitude, they call it gross misconduct. It's a misconduct, and there are potential penalty for committing misconduct. So it is the issue of misconduct that the Rivers State government, which is the employer, is now looking at to issue that query. So it's penalty that must be followed. So if you think that you don't want your organization, your group to be dragged into disrepute, because what she has done right now, she has dragged the name of the civil service into disrepute. So you must query her for that. NBA should try to exercise themselves from whatever that is actually influencing their actions or talks, particularly NBA Rivers State. The national, yes, have collected something which they are being accused of. They say it's a gift. It's a gift. But they are not telling you that on record, it doesn't show that the thing was a gift. And besides that, you, a kind of a watchdog of our constitutional democracy, why would you receive a gift from someone who has no appropriation bill? You receive a gift from where? Where did the money come from? The money came from a source that is not appropriated for. No budget. So you were encouraging that man to just dip hand into state fund and dash you. And today you are trying to protect that interest. You are trying to stand by that person because you received some illicit gifts. So NBA should just try to save themselves. You know, if they continue on this trajectory, I tell you, they will stain themselves more with much mud.
All right. Now, you were saying that the civil service rule trumps whatever position that Cordelia Eke is coming from. Because the branch chairman, when they were speaking, they said that they claimed, or let me just say the way it said. They said they clarified that Eke did not issue the controversial communique in her capacity as a civil servant, but rather as the elected chairman of the Port Harcourt branch, in line with her constitutional mandates within the NBA. So they are saying that Cordelia Eke is speaking in line with her the NBA constitution. Now the question would be, is the NBA constitution superior to the civil service code?
The first point is that NBA is not even known to Nigerian law. NBA is not known to law. It's not registered
an association.
As an association.
You said that NBA is not registered. Was that what you said?
There have been one or two court decisions that say NBA cannot be sued and can sue in the name of NBA. So that is the point I was trying to emphasize.
Okay.
So, and going by the argument they are even, pursuing. I think they need to understand even the public service rule also bars civil servants from participating in partisan politics.
Okay.
So as a civil servant, you are not supposed to partake in anything that seemingly looks like
it's political.
Politics. You were supposed to maintain your neutrality. Government come, government go, civil service remain. So it doesn't really matter whether the government, as it stands, is an administrator appointed under the premise of emergency rule. It is not your responsibility as a civil servant to say no. The emergency rule, they follow the law. No, we want this one back. This one should go. It's not your responsibility to do so. You ought to maintain neutrality. It's like your eye is blinded from whatever that is happening. Your own focus is neutrality. Whosoever comes, you work with. And let those who are concerned fight their battles. So if you believe that as a civil servant, you are not satisfied with certain action of government, and you are so pained, there is a door for you. A window is even added. You can just pick a pen, a piece of paper, you simply write your resignation letter and you submit, you resign, so that you can go and pursue that pains that you have in your heart. You can go to the court after then. You can join whatever group. If you belong to an NBA, for an instance, like the position Cordelia is occupying, then you can go service and now assume your normal role as an NBA branch chairman. Then you pursue your whatever communique you sign. You can even sign 20, sign 100 in a day. No, but government will not quarrel you at that time because you are not their employee. So they won't quarrel you. So then you cannot exercise that your constitutional rights that is endowed you by NBA and your constitutional rights that is endowed you by our ground norm. Then nobody will issue a query letter.
Now, on the other hand, you also accused NBA, even the state chairman and the branch chairman, of speaking from influence of 300 billion naira.
300 million.
300 million naira. That's what you said.
Yes.
Did I hear you right when you say that?
I know you want more emphasis on
yes,
this.
Yes, I do. So
Listen,
go ahead.
Like I said earlier, a religious book says money answers all things. That is to tell you the power of money. Money can make someone to do things that ordinarily he or she wouldn't want to do. And you know, we live in a part of a world that loves money so much. Money is everything to us. So we have 300 million naira unbudgeted for that can be probed. So even when there is a probed, nothing will come to you. It is the person who committed the foul that will be held responsible. So you can do everything to protect that 300 million because you believe if the person comes, you can even get another 300 million, or you can even multiply 300 million times 2 or times 4, you get more. Maybe you reminded the other time when you were off, were able to do this, and you shake hand again, another 300 million. You come again, you shake another 300 million. So before the end of the administration, you may have, be gifted up to $1 billion plus. So you want to defend the 300 million that you collected. You work for it to collect more.
That's serious. Well, that is serious allegation.
I'm not accusing anybody of anything.
You are accusing MBA.
I'm saying on the general view.
Of speaking and reacting under the influence. And in this instance, the influence of 300 million naira while prospecting another windfall if the government of Governor Fubara, the suspended governor, is reinstated. That's what you just said.
Loresha,
I hope you know that that's what you just said.
Loresha, I didn't say anything. I only say on the general view.
On
the general view.
Who has that general view?
If you collect one or you are gifted one, and you tasted it, the thing is so sweet in your mind, you want to test more. So you want to show working sometimes to get more now.
Interesting.